The first thing I did was the top that looks kind of as a corset, and although it seems the most complicated part of her outfit, I think it's the most interesting one, so I tried making it as accurate as possible. For the top, I used EVA vinyl acetate. I have no idea if that's the right translation for it, but it's the material I used to make it hard, and so I could give some form to it. I made a sketch based on her actual top, and I used a tank top to get the size right. I cut all the parts and hot glued all together in the shape of my body, and I only forgot about the waist, so it ended up looking a little straight, but that's okay. At first, I thought I could do it all with the same material, but it ended up looking ridiculous, and the words of my mom. So I removed the breast part and changed it for a black bra. I painted the whole thing with fabric paint, and I used a lot of it throughout the entire costume. So, as you can see, I glued a zipper in the front middle part of the top, but it's just a pretend zipper. Because I also glued the stripes on top of it to make it more similar to her top. So I decided to leave the back open so I could easily dress, and also it looked more like a corset. But if you want like hers, I think it's not an open back. As you see in the final video, I used some jeans fabric that was left from the jacket to sustain, because I noticed some parts could unglue and fall, and I obviously didn't want that to happen, so yeah. I also painted some pieces of fabric and used for the stripes because I noticed it wasn't a strapless top. For the jacket, at first I used an old fake leather jacket that was slowly deteriorating, and if I could give you any advice, is that unless the leather is a good material or isn't deteriorating yet, just don't use it, throw it away. I painted the entire jacket, took me a lot of time and paint, but then I left it aside for like 2 months, and when I wanted to finish it, the paint had glue into the fake horrible leather, and the entire thing was disgusting. I did try to fix it because I wanted to be leather like hers, but I just made things worse, so I threw it away. And my mom had an old jeans dress that she never wore, and I decided to cut it and make it a jacket out of it. It wasn't leather anymore, but with a lot of fabric paint, it ended up looking shiny and pretty good.
I'm pouring gasoline on the fire started in me. No one can cancel me. I'm swaying along with the trees. The sun is falling and the water is starting to freeze. That's why I close my eyes when I'm crossing the street. I keep a stack of letters from all my closest friends, so I know they're real, they really love me, 'cause they like to play pretend. Summer hasn't started, but it feels like it's the end, 'cause I think ahead, I like to plan, so I'm never in suspense. I'm pouring gasoline on the fire started in me. No one can cancel me. I'm swaying along with the trees. The sun is falling and the water is starting to freeze. That's why I close my eyes when I'm crossing the street. When I'm across crossing the street. When I'm crossing the street. When I'm crossing the street. That's why I close my eyes. When I'm crossing the street. I feel like everyone's world is spinning faster than mine. For somebody who hates change, I sure love checking the time. I feel like ending the world would
For
be
the
a
pants,
victimless
my
crime.
mom had some half kind of leather one that she was gonna give it away. So I decided to paint them like Harley's, and that was probably the easiest part of the costume. The only downside is that for not being leather in the back, it was hard to get the paint, but also the parts that were leather, it was very hard to keep them not touching, because once they do, kind of takes the paint off because it's very sticky. So I just kept them hang and not touching anything to make sure everything stays the way it's supposed to be. For the hair, it's probably the easiest for those who can't buy her wing to just do it. For where I live, it was impossible to find, but since I don't like wings very much, I just got some very blonde extensions, and I had the plan to dye them black and red. And that was the problem because I tried with 3 different ways, but I mostly only got pink and gray. And after trying so many ways, I just gave up. I tried with crepe paper, and it turned out a really light pink, and somehow almost a blue in the other side. Then I tried dyeing with clothes pigment, and it didn't change much. And then I tried painting it with permanent markers, and although it's a lot of work and time, it's the way that works better. But I didn't finish painting with the markers only because I ran out of them and I didn't want to buy more. Yeah. For her shoes, I just used some boots I had, and I replaced the black shoelace for a red one. I also did a gun. I bought those ones that throw water because I wanted to put drinks on it, and I just painted like her gun from the first movie. I also did some tattoos, and for that, I looked up online some tutorials, and after trying a couple times, I found that it works if you printed tattoos in a laser printer. In normal paper, and then just spray some perfume on it till it's completely wet, and then draw it in the water for 30 minutes, and you have to wait the 30 minutes, otherwise it doesn't work. I know it because I tried last and it didn't work. So yeah, after that you spray some perfume where you want the tattoo to be and wait 5 minutes, and then you put some pressure on and just wait. And I saw that before removing the paper, you are supposed to put more perfume on so the paper comes out completely, but I did that and it didn't work for me. So I just got a towel with warm water and removed some of the paper.
The world is spinning faster than mine. For somebody who hates change, I sure love checking the time. I feel like ending the world would be a victimless crime. For somebody who hates change, I sure love changing my mind. Pouring gasoline on fire started in me. No one can cancel me. I'm swaying along with the trees. The sun is falling and the water is starting to freeze. That's why I close my eyes when I'm crossing the street. I'm pouring gasoline on fire. my closest friends, so I know they're real, they really love me, cause they like to play pretend. Summer hasn't started, but it feels like it's the end, cause I think ahead, I like to plan, so I'm never in suspense. I'm pouring gasoline on the fire started in me. No one can cancel me. I'm swaying along with the trees. The sun is falling and the water is starting to freeze. That's why I close my eyes when I'm crossing the street. When I'm crossing the street. When I'm crossing the street. Crossing the street, that's why I close my eyes when I'm crossing the street. I feel like everyone's world is spinning faster than mine. For somebody who hates change, I sure love checking the time. I feel like ending the world would be a victimless crime. For somebody who hates change, I sure love changing my mind. Gasoline on fire started in me. No one can cancel me. I'm swaying along with the trees. The sun is falling and the water is starting to freeze. That's why I close my eyes when I'm crossing the street. I'm pouring gasoline on the fire started in me. No one can cancel me. I'm swaying along with the trees. The sun is falling and the water is starting to freeze. That's why I close my eyes.